Welcome to Profit Partners TV. My name is Erica Linney, your host, and you are watching the real and uncut stories of entrepreneurs. And my first guest today is William Daniels. He is the owner of CID Janitorial Services. William, welcome so much to the program.
Hey, Erica, how are you today?
I am doing well. How are you?
Awesome. I'm doing great.
Well, let's get into this. Now, for the last 17 years, you have ran a successful janitorial service, but let's back up a little bit. What made you want to be an entrepreneur?
What made me want to be an entrepreneur was I used to be a general manager for a fast food restaurant, and I was outside unloading the truck in the rain, and I was frustrated, and I, for some reason, asked the question, it has to be something better than this. And I got the answer, and the answer came back to me was start a business.
So did you know at the time, I'm sorry, did you know at the time what type of business you wanted to start, or where did you start?
I had no clue. The only thing I had was start a business, which led me on a journey of seeking which business to start. And that's how I end up going into janitorial service. But the details behind how I end up going into janitorial services, a little extent, but I'm gonna give you the small version.
Yes.
And the small version was that one day I was over my mother's house, and she had a success magazine, and it had in there a franchise for a sports goods store. And so the sports goods store franchise startup was $150,000. So I was like, yes, that's a good thing I can do. I can raise $150,000 or find an investor and, start a business. So that was my idea. I started to develop a business plan for the franchise, and then later I started to look for an investor, which landed me in California dealing with the investor firm. What happened was that firm took my money and they never provided me an investor. So that was very painful and hurtful at that time.
Just so I'm sorry, Williams, just so I fully understand this. So they took your money and ran.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. They didn't provide anything far as what they promised that they would do. So watch out for investment companies that will ask for money up front.
Okay. So take note, everybody. Don't give any money up front.
Exactly. If you have a good idea, somebody will sponsor that idea right up front with all the working capital that you need. So what ended up happening after that, I kind of held on to that idea, and I ended up meeting an investment broker in Virginia Beach here. And so this relationship was very good from the beginning. We actually tweaked the business plan and made it my own label. And what I mean by that is that we took it from being a franchise and we made it my own label. I did the other research needed to contact all the major sports goods stores, from Nike to Adidas, etc. And so we were setting up accounts for them in hopes that we would have an investor to invest in a business plan that I spend a lot of money revamping, doing surveys, and getting it together so we can be able to put that before a prospect as far as an investor. And I had the same thing happen. The gentleman took my business plan and ran.
Well, now this man was local, so did you go looking for him?
Yes, I did. I actually was knocking on his door
Whoa.
a lot. And, the Lord spoke to my heart and told me not to come over here anymore because I was going to get myself in trouble.
Yeah.
And so at that time, I turned around frustrated, got in my car. He stayed in Virginia Beach. I stayed in Suffolk at that time. So I drove all the way back home to Suffolk, and I was crushed. And when I got home, I fell down on my floor, my bedroom floor, and I just cried and I asked the Lord, what is it that I could do to start a business with little to no money? And the answer came to me, janitorial service. And then from that moment, I got up from my knees and I went to a Family Dollar store and I started to solicit for would Family Dollar want me to provide an estimate. And I left out the store with 3 people wanting an estimate.
Okay, so let me just recap because your internet kind of went out just a little bit, or my internet, but your thing kind of slurred. So you went to Family Dollar and ended up getting three estimates to clean windows or to do any type of cleaning.
Well, it was 3 people that heard me. Actually, when I went into Family Dollar, I had spoke to, I think, the general manager at that time, and I asked him, would you like me to provide an estimate to clean your floors? I have a janitorial service. Remember, I didn't even have a janitorial service. But, I was.
You had a word.
I was just.
God.
Yeah.
You had a word.
Yes, but I was very, I don't know, I just saw it different. So in any matter, you speak as you already have it. And so what happened, 2 other people heard that conversation and asked me to provide an estimate. And I left out a Family Dollar store with 3 people wanting me to provide an estimate to clean their floors.
Now, starting a business, we all know it's difficult. Everyone says the most difficult thing you can do is be an entrepreneur, which I have to agree with. So what were some of the most difficult times that you encountered in getting your janitorial services off the ground?
I think the biggest challenge for myself was my perspective concerning janitorial service. Even though I knew this was the industry that I was supposed to go into, I had a very non-value look towards my own company. I had a very strong bias because it sounded more better to say that, I have a lawyer firm or something else than versus a janitorial service. Mm-hmm. And for 10 years, I say around 10 years, I really did not pursue as hard as I'm pursuing different goals and allowing my dreams to be stretched in janitorial service. So I would say my biggest challenge for me in business was really myself.
And valuing what you do.
That's correct.
So what was the turning point? What made you have an understanding that what you did was important and that your business was just as good as any law firm or any other major company?
Well, what happened, I say around 10-year point, I started to develop or be a little bit more mature concerning my ideas and how I felt concerning the business. And my thought process started to shift. And I started to see my business in a different perspective. But what really sealed that perspective was one of my friends had told me a story of something that he experienced. And what it was, he manages a ice cream store, and there was a young lady that drove up in a black Bentley car. And she got out the car, and he said the man stayed in the car, and she came in to get some ice cream. And he happened to notice her hand, and she had a big diamond ring on her hand. And he was like, wow. He said, what is it that your husband, he's assuming that that was her husband, but from the story, they were engaged.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a big ring on her hand. Right? And so, what happened was she had said, well, he owns a janitorial service. And how he explained that story to me really impacted me to have a different look concerning janitorial service. And it allowed me to see things not having limits on it. I just had a narrow focus concerning what I did. I just didn't see it as being prestige, and I didn't see it as I could make as much as money as anybody else. But my perspective changed where I saw that I could make as much as money as I want. If I wanted to run my business just here in this local metro, I could run it here in the local metro here in the Hampton Roads or in the state of Virginia. And I also saw that I could run it from a national perspective, that I can run my business in any state in the United States.
Oh, awesome. So,
and also I saw it from an international perspective as well, where I could run my business all over the world as well. So my mentality just really changed within 10 years.
And that's when your business really began to flourish. And so for people who may not have heard, because the audio kind of slurred a little bit, what changed his mind, the lady, we heard that part when the lady got out, his friend asked her what she did. And she said her husband, or her fiance at the time, owned janitorial services, just in case people didn't hear that. But I wanted to ask you, so once you started, you told me when we spoke earlier that you used to do 29, or how much money in marketing per year?
I used to do like $21,000 in marketing for as advertisement. And the other shift that came to me was I learned how to sell my business not by advertising through Google or the Yellow Book or Yellow Pages. I learned how to sell my business by doing presentations, going to property manager companies and asking if I can give them a 10-minute presentation for lunch for all the people that attend. When you weigh the amount of money that you would spend for lunch doing the presentation versus $21,000, you can't even compare the cost.
And so what changes?
So say that again.
What changes have you seen from that? How did that increase your business, going from marketing, like using traditional marketing tools, to going to presentations?
Currently, right now, we're I say roughly close to 20% up above revenue compared to last year. And it helped me develop strong business relationships with those people versus me doing cold calls and calling people and just waiting for the phone call to ring. I went to where the people were. They were able to meet me. They was able to see I had a personality, but they was able to see the voice behind the face and the voice behind the name of the company. They was actually able to connect with me and be able to get a better sense of what type of person I was. So I was able to sell myself, sell my service and our company to them, and develop a strong business relationship.
Great. Now, you went from working at a fast food restaurant as a manager to where you are now, and you've done presentations for multi-million-dollar contracts. You've done presentations for government contracts. But what struck me was you don't have an MBA, you don't have a master's degree, you don't have a bachelor's degree, and you did all this by just learning on your own. And so many people are intimidated because they feel like, well, I don't have an education. I can't do this. How did you teach yourself to get all of this information, or just even where to find how to pitch or how to meet people or where to go if you want a government contract? Where did you get all of this information from?
I think it started right then when I was unloading that truck, and I said it has to be a better way than this. And my answer came to me, and it was go into business. I took that answer and I held on to it, and I did whatever was necessary in order for me to be successful. I didn't see the challenge of learning being an obstacle. I didn't see the challenge of me not having a MBA or all these other degrees as a challenge. The only challenge that I say that we all have is ourself and what we believe we could do and what we believe we can't do. So the biggest person that we really have to convince every day isn't the person that we're speaking to. It's the person that we look and see in the mirror every day. We have to tell ourselves we're successful. We have to tell ourselves we deserve to run a very successful business. And once you tell yourself that you're able to do that, you will run into the answers. You will find the answers. You will become whatever your avatar is. If you need to be, what is it? Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, Superman, whatever it is. If you need to be Wonder Woman,
that's right.
You will be whatever it is that you need to be in order for your business to be successful. And so that's all I did. I just had a drive and a determination to make the best of my life and to provide an opportunity for other people. So that's what, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's what led me to learn different things or put myself in different arenas that I never been in. It caused me to search for the answer. And when you're determined and you want your business to succeed, you will find the answer. It's not that, you're searching for it. You will find the answer in order for you to be successful.
That's right. Now, one thing you did, because you had an injury and you were out of work actually for about a year or so. And while it was great that your business was able to take care of you, there wasn't, I would say, a growth during that time because you weren't able to actively be involved. But when you came back, you joined Profit Partners. So tell me how Profit Partners change your business and make your business expand even more.
Well, Profit Partner was a great launching point for me at that time. Coming back from taking a year off, I was very stale and I needed a fresh approach in things, and I needed to be in the company of like-minded people. So immediately I just started to observe different things. And one of the things I observed was the educational portions of Profit Partners meeting. They have a educational portion. They have a portion also where the members are able to present their business for 10 minutes. But the educational portion was very valuable for me. And I used to notice Tony Williams come in there with a projector and a screen, and he used to set up. And yes, he is. And he used to educate us, and he used to do different things. And something came to me and said, well, you can do that. But I could do that in reference of pitching my business to a prospective client. So what I did is I went and brought a projector and a screen, and I started to look and make contacts to do presentations to companies. And that really changed the growth in the relationship value that I experienced with each one of those clients. We just did a presentation last week for 75, well, it was at least about 75 people that we did a presentation for. And out of that presentation, we've picked up over 500 units. We're getting ready to bid on another portion of a common place area. It just allowed my business to grow. And so Profit Partners was very a key in tweaking my business just a little bit, my perspective and how I normally did things, which was advertisement, that's $21,000, to going to doing presentations and spending at least roughly around $150 for breakfast or lunch and gaining a multitude of return.
That's
so
awesome.
It's valuable. Profit Partners was valuable for me.
So William, tell me, to that new entrepreneur who's starting out, what advice would you give them?
Don't give up. Stay focused and continue to look forward. What I mean by don't give up, you have to start somewhere concerning your dreams. You have to read a book. You have to go to a meeting. You have to do something initially to spark the change. And what I mean also by continue to look forward. Don't look at where you're at. That's just a camouflage. That it where you are now, in whether if you're trying to start a business or regardless if you're in business, if your business is struggling, don't look at that. Continue to look forward. Whatever your forward looks like, that's where you're going to gravitate to. That's where you're going to end up. And so you have to continue to look forward. And the other thing is you just got to continue to stay focused on that dream. You have to realize that your dream is big for a reason. It's big so it will stretch you and allow you the moment to grow and believe and have hope and persevere and go through those things. Because believe it or not, if we all were in business and we just had our business bloom to $10,000, well, excuse me, $10 million, not $10,000, but $10 million overnight, we really wouldn't know what to do with it. We wouldn't. So you really have to continue to hold on to that. You have to really continue to say, well, my dream is big, and it's big enough for me to be able to go through whatever I need to do to be able to learn how to handle success and wealth. Because being an entrepreneur allows you to be in a position that's way more powerful than an employee. And that is being in a position where you are in control of wealth. So that's what I would say.
Well, great. Well, William, before we go, I just want to give you an opportunity, one, to tell people what services you offer, and two, how they can get in contact with you.
Okay, we offer government commercial cleaning, private commercial cleaning to all big and small facilities. We offer construction cleanup cleaning for houses, for malls, for government facilities as well. We also offer carpet cleaning. That's a very awesome thing that we do. We can get anything out your carpet. When I mean anything, crown, pet stains, ink, black ink, anything. out your carpet. We can get it out.
Makeup.
We also, say it again.
Makeup. Can you get makeup out?
Makeup. Yes, we can get makeup out. Fingernail polish. We can get everything out your carpet. The other thing we offer is floor care, where we come on out and we take care of your floors, from VCT tile to terrazzo floors to wood floors. And we also offer maid and butler service as well. That's the service that we offer.
Wow. And so how can people contact you if they're interested in one of these services?
Okay, you can contact me at www.cidjanitorial.com. And also you can reach me at 757-366-0559.
Say that again. Broke up again.
Okay. You can also contact me at the number of 757-366-0559. We also have a Facebook page where you can reach out to me on Facebook at cidjanitorial.com.
Wow. Well, you heard it all here. William, thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm sure if people may have questions, you can get them on Facebook, or you can call or whatever. But if you need cleaning, reach out to William. I'm sure his services are absolutely great. I've seen a video where he took care of this carpet. It was absolutely wonderful. And I'm quite sure that's probably on his Facebook page. But we just want to thank you so much for joining us on Profit Partners TV, and look for more stories of the real and uncut stories of entrepreneurs. So we thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you again. Again, my name is Erica Lenny. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.